Hey everyone, this is Josh Vision, and I'm here to give you my The Umbrella Academy Season 1, Episode 2 review. So in this episode, a lot of things are revealed. Now, for one, we find out that Allison actually does have an ex-husband. His name is Patrick, and they have a daughter named Claire, whom I believe Allison mentioned to Luther early on in the episode. She used to tell her daughter all about Luther, and Luther's kind of a hero to her daughter, despite her and Luther never meeting. And despite them having a child, Allison and Patrick has full custody of the child, and he doesn't want Claire anywhere near. He doesn't want Allison anywhere near Claire, which I found very interesting. So I'm just curious to find out what's really the reason. Is it due to Allison being kind of abusive towards Claire, or is it due to the fact that maybe, amongst so many other reasons, maybe her ex-husband is jealous of the fact that Allison really loves Luther and never really loved him, even though she tries to deny it. That's a possibility. Now, in regards to Vanya meets this new violin student, and he appears to be really feeling and liking Vanya. I think at one point he even asked her out to one of his jobs, I believe, like a shop or something, but Vanya declines, if I remember correctly. So I'm looking forward to see what this what's this character is going to end up being. Is he going to be a good guy and eventually get Vanya out of her, brooding, quiet, self? Or is he going to end up being a jerk, a total a-hole, and a villain? So I'm looking forward to that in regards to that character. Now, when it comes to Klaus and number 5, they did a lot during this episode. Now, with Klaus, he threw away something important that Pogo confronted him about, like midway through the episode. And it was something Pogo said that was of great importance, and it would have been a shame if it would have gone missing. And I believe that Klaus actually threw away this thing, and I believe it had RH on. That's what I remember from the episode. It had RH, and it was of great importance, obviously. But another thing Klaus did was he actually played he actually pretended to be number 5's dad. So the reason why that happened was basically due to the fact that number 5, you see the eye he had, near the end of the episode, or the previous episode, and early in this episode, it had Meritech on the back of it. So number 5 tried to go to the company and try to get some answers about who created the eye, but he couldn't do it because he was too young and he didn't have a parent or a guardian with him. So he used Klaus for that, just to basically play his dad. So the guy was like, listen, I can't give you any information. So Klaus does something very clever. So Klaus said, oh, you touched my son. And then the dude's like, I didn't touch your son. And then you have Klaus look at a snow globe and then just bash it against his head, and all the blood started to trickle. So he did basically a very manipulative thing, but it worked, because when security comes, all they're going to see is the kid's father with a blood over his face. And when Klaus basically punching the hell out of number 5, the kid's going to have a swollen lip, while the tech guy, is unharmed. So they're going to assume that he did that to them. So if he doesn't want, the security on him, then it's best for him to show Klaus number 5 what they want to know. So turns out that the eye that number 5 wants to know, that he possessed, the creator of it was it didn't even exist, and it wasn't even made yet for the company. So that means that at some point, maybe a few days from the current timeline, someone will create it. The question is, who will it be? So after that, we see number 5 actually go to the store. Now, before he goes to the store, I believe Klaus mentioned to number 5 that it must have been really lonely. It must have made him go crazy, the fact that he had no one to be with or hook up with for 30 years. And then number 5 said, well, there was one named Doris. Now, it turns out when he goes to the store that Doris actually turned out to be a mannequin, a fake doll. And you could tell he has so much feelings for this mannequin. But either way, while this is happening, the 2 time traveling agents, Hazel and Cha-Cha, is on his tail. Now, Hazel and Cha-Cha were supposed to kill number 5 over at the donut shop, but number 5 killed off the other assassin that was sent after him and was able to escape, which connects Diego and his former love interest into this whole fray, essentially, because Diego's love interest is a cop, and she was basically put on this murder case, essentially over at the donut place, asking the waitress what happened, so on and so forth. So she catches Diego. She said, "Listen, I'm tired of you trying to be a vigilante, and I don't want to be a vigilante like you, cutting corners, doing stuff that's wrong. We're gonna do this the right way, you know." So that's basically the philosophical difference between her and Diego. She feels though she's going by the right code, and Diego's going outside of the law. So we find out that Diego is actually fighting that night. His father died. And we find that out due to Luther snooping around basically Diego's living quarters. Because Diego lives in the back of like a boxing gym, or down below the boxing gym in the boiler room. And he sees the flyer. So Diego's like, "So why did you not believe me beforehand?" And Luther was trying to explain himself, and then Diego's like, "You know what, you can see your way out." So after that, we have Allison and Pogo talking about her late father. They go through old childhood tapes, and through one of these camera tapes, one of the tapes, they find something really interesting in regards to Hargreaves' supposed death. That may prove that Luther was right and that Hargreaves is not dead, but he was kidnapped of some sort, or some mysterious crap happened. So I believe Allison actually told Luther something, but before they could go in depth, we had number 5 showing up, and number 5 saying that there's nothing, that they can do about their fate. And it's revealed to us why he meant that, because it's revealed that during this apocalyptic event, that everyone is dead except Vanya, which makes sense why he would trust Vanya with the information, because she was the one dead. She's alive. So that was very interesting to me, how that went about. So yeah, I think that's everything that happened this episode, you guys. If I missed anything, please write your comments down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I'll give this episode about an 8 out of 10. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Thanks again. Adios.